to talking to people and they call me Chalam. And I love calling them back Chalam. People love me. They find a reason to love me too. And it is so beautiful. Now it is the most joyous journey for me because I get to play different roles. I get to be in a situation in a lifetime I wouldn't have been. You can't be a crybaby, okay? You can't be, on the wall, cat on the wall. You have to take a stand. And when you take a stand, if there is something to pay, your fear is somebody's power. You say, whether it's in a relationship, whether it is anything, your fear is somebody's power. Nobody is powerful. That's what I said. It's in a God's own country. You've still not let God into politics. It's a big achievement in this country. Like when you go to a temple, a child is sitting on somebody's shoulders. A child gets to see the darshan earlier. So I have sat on so many shoulders. I have no time for God.
ഈ മഹാരാജ്യത്തിലെ ഒരു ചെറിയ വിഭാഗം ജനങ്ങൾ മാത്രം സംസാരിക്കുന്നതാണ് എൻ്റെ ഭാഷ. പക്ഷേ ഞങ്ങളുടെ ഭാഷ സജീവമാണ്, ചലനാത്മകമാണ്.
Just ask what you want. I should hear it.
Okay, yeah. Like my first question is why do you act?
Well, I don't know anything else because when I was in Commerce College, I discontinued commerce, thinking common sense was more better because I was not good in accounts. The beginning days, it was more for claps and recognitions. And then when I was exposed to theatre, a lot of literature, then I realized it's something else. Now it is the most joyous journey for me because I get to play different roles. I get to be in a situation in a lifetime I wouldn't have been. It enriches me with different dimensions of life. And people love me. So they find a reason to love me too. And it is so beautiful. And I feel very lucky, blessed.
What is your philosophy, of acting?
There's no philosophy of acting. Acting is not what is learning the techniques is necessary, but it is what you think. How much you understand. An actor in the same script is different from another actor. It is how he digests it, how he owns it, and it is just the perception of an actor of that role, of that story, of his importance, and more importantly, his relevance with his gifts of talents or technique to tell a story.
Okay, so nowadays cinema has been changed. It has been changed a lot. As an art form and as an industry product, it has changed a lot. And how do you see that change?
Change is a constant thing. Change has to happen. Change is the only thing which continues to change. That means it's stagnant. There's always new generations coming in. And for an actor like me, if you ask, so I've been here for 4 decades. And if I'm not relevant today, then I'm dead. If I'm not relevant to the stories of these youngsters, the stories which are relevant. So change is something very important because for you to adapt, to unlearn, and to relearn. So that is how the evolution is, and that is where you are. Otherwise, you are not what you are. So we talk about, even if the greatest example I would give is when we say, certain living being goes extinct. We know that human beings are the reason for us going, but there has also been time, many thousands of years back, we have a deer which is around 8 feet hot. But there is a predator which comes, and if it doesn't adapt to escape the predator, then the nature feels that you're dead. It doesn't need you anymore because you can't be a burden on it. So change is constant. You have to realize that, and you have to come out of your comfort zones. If you have to be alive, you have to be relevant. If you should have some meaning. So cinema changes, perception changes. Certain times we say the wrong cinema is coming, let it come. They have a voice. Let's have a dialogue. Let's have like the film called Animal Camp, and there are people who says this is bad film. Some people say that film should not be made, and one group says it is successful. Well, let both the dialogues come, and then the society will decide what has to come in. If there is no dialogue, there is no difference of opinion. How do we go ahead?
So as a person who has been in this industry for such a long period, and have you witnessed that change?
Yeah, I have been here for 4 decades. But the tragedy of human thing is, if you take yourself very seriously, after a decade you start falling in love with your own voice, and then you become reluctant. I have been growing because I have born to a generation where I did not know there was a television set. So life or my school education did not reimagine my future. Then the television comes, then I find I can be a radio jockey or an anchor. Then the computer comes. So what is it I'm trying to do? And today we were in cinema, so you call me a local star, and then there were 4 languages. Now web series, different stories. Now they still find me relevant and call me a Maharashtrian thinking, a Bengali thinking, a Manipuri telling me a story, and they find me relevant. And I have seen to it that I am being relevant of constantly reading the changing literacy on audio. And the performing techniques have changed. We have more sensitive cameras, sensitive mics, and more sensitive ears too. So everything keeps changing, and I will be there as long as I keep reinventing and learning. So for me, it is a struggle, it is a journey. So you ask me how you see it, I see it, I'm still living in this process. I'm still the part of the journey. I can only tell my journey.
So we have seen you as a man of strong opinions always. So my question is like, can artists be an activist also?
See, artist being an activist should not be activist. I'm an activist who is also an activist.
Yeah.
A person who thinks of humanity, or a person who talks of empathy, or a person who has generosity within him, it is a trait a man should have. It's a way of life, whether he's a doctor, whether it's a lawyer, whether it's a judge, whether it's a policeman, whether it's a teacher. That is the evolution. That is the evolution we are. And I happen to be an actor. You are seeing my activism after you have seen me as an actor. But that is constant in me. I see it the other way around. It's a way of life for me. Activism is not something which I picked up. It's a way of life, and the reason for that is the literature, the people, the writers, the theatre, the poets, they chisel. You don't become popular just because of your talent. There's so many people who chisel me, and that process, that exposure has enriched me with whatever it is to an extent. That's what I am.
Like, will this activism or his opinions and his activities impact his art?
Let it impact. If you stand for certain things, if you have an integrity, you can't be a crybaby. Okay, you can't be on the wall, cat on the wall. You have to take a stand. And when you take a stand, if there is something to pay. And I say I am ready to pay because in my journey I am richer to lose. I am rich enough to lose from within. Because I have enriched myself, it's fine with me. Let's not play that game. Don't let the fear come in from outside.
As an actor, in off screen, what are the challenges you faced as a man of
There are a lot of challenges, okay, and I don't consider them challenges because I was prepared for it. They may stop you some work, they may stop you from expressing, they may not give you a platform to talk, or they may make your life a little difficult. But the point is, that is the way they do it. But that doesn't hurt me, because if somebody hits me, if I say it's paining, then he's powerful. If it is not paining for me, then he's not powerful at all, because your fear is somebody's power. Whether it's in a relationship, whether it is anything, your fear is somebody's power. Nobody is powerful.
Are the artists are under pressure today?
They are under pressure. That means they are not enriched themselves. I can't put that I am doing it, you are not doing it. I don't want to be judgmental about it.
Yeah.
So some people might have not led a life of integrity and they don't want this to come out. Some people are not as aggressive as me. It's okay. It is okay. And there is a silent majority. It is okay. Because they may not be able to afford the hit. Now, there's no point in dying, right? So I live it. But my only hope is that that we realize that that history may forgive those who sin, but history will never forgive those who were silent. Because being silent is talking, you may die today or you may die little later. So you decide. Yeah, everybody has a reason. Respect that reason. Everybody need not, but let them find a way to express. It need not be just talk. It could be a gesture. It could be a hug. It could be accepting. It could be rejecting something. So, let's see.
So we have seen that you have you have talked very fond about Kerala, and you always appreciated about Kerala. And what are the things that we can change here?
Changed, I'm missing the villages of Kerala because I used to walk and I used to get this appams and appam shops, the 86. I see very influenced buildings, architecture. I find it like look at this. And one thing I love about Kerala is the literacy rate and the whole thought process conversation which happens here. That's what I said, in a God's own country, you've still not let God into politics. It's a big achievement in this country. I love them for their literature. I love them for their thought process. I love the youngsters' question, their angst. I like that about that. And I find it's my country because that is a space where you can breathe freely. When I come to every literary festival, I get to meet so many youngsters, so many people who are not afraid, who are aware than most part of this country. And it is because of a constant exposure to literacy and to harmonious living. And I hope they will continue this.
Is there anything we have to change in our journey, like as a Keralite?
Who am I to say what you have to change? But I please keep back that little architecture, the little shop, the little smooth, little beautiful landscapes. That's all I say. Thank you.
When you decided that you have to be an actor, what was your childhood influence as a person and as an actor?
I never decided. I actually don't know what I'm going to do next. I like that. See, I know what I don't want to do. I'm very clear about it. I don't know what I want to do because I wanted to that was something. When you travel, you look at a horizon and you say, "This is my journey and this is where I reach." But life has taught me that once you reach a horizon, you see another horizon, right? And then you have to start all over again because life is a continuous thing. It is not in destinations. The joy is in the journey. The destination is fixed. You have to go somewhere.
Who was your childhood influence? Is there anything like an influence?
Other than life, I have no answers. I don't have some role model. I don't have. There's so many people who have chosen me. Like when you go to a temple, a child is sitting on somebody's shoulders. A child gets to see the darshan earlier. So I have sat on so many shoulders. So I wouldn't say it's one person. Whenever I'm talking is somebody has carried me. Literature or life, people, experiences. Life is carrying me. And I'm able to see it from behind.
Sir, I don't know if I could ask that or not. Don't feel that. Like,
Huh?
are you a religious person?
I don't believe in God. I am not religious. I'm very religious with my work, with my passion. I have no time for God. Yeah, in the sense, because to say there is no God, you need to have a lot of jnana. I don't have. To believe, you just have to believe. I have no time for it because I think whatever is the creation, nature has kept me busy enough to love, to spread, to become a universal citizen. I have no problem with people believing in God. I'm not against any religion. As long as it is not regressive, it is not taking somebody else's freedom. Everybody has a right. Everybody has a right to have a belief, to have a religion, to have a God. I did not find that necessary. And I'm not better than them, not believe. I'm just different.
When you came for the IFFK's closing ceremony and you interrupted the anchor while she was giving you the introduction, somebody shouted, "Hey, Chalamati," you just...
Hi, Chalon. I always like to be loud or hated for being me. And that is very liberating. So you're not nice to people. Being nice to people is fake. You should be yourself. So if somebody was going to read so much, I know they already know. I don't want to sit on my glory and say that. I said, let's not waste time. Because she also has prepared a lot. Save her, save the audience. Somebody comes to give a shout, I said, I've received it, it's enough. I'm not into that. I'm more to talking to people, and they call me Chalam. And I love calling them back Chalam. It is the love, and I am in a space where, as I was telling in the interview, they are finding reasons to love me. And it's so beautiful. So good. I've been like this, and some people call it swag. Some people say you're very down to earth. It is not that, it's just being me. So I'm being me when I'm like this, and I'm being me also when I'm little harsh with my side of face. I'm called a spade a spade. And people don't like me for that. It's fine. At least I know that I'm not in a bubble, that I am on stage, they are there. It is us together.